What's good, what is good, my sizers? We're back again with another video, and today I'm going to tell you all about the Tesla Loop. So the Tesla Loop is located at Resorts World, and it takes you to the different halls of the convention center. Now the Tesla Loop is super easy to find because it's right next to the big ball inside of Resorts World. Now I have only ever known for the Loop to be open during an event at the convention center, because I've tried to film this multiple times and it has never been open until like this particular time, and at this time NAB was going on at the convention center. So that is also something to keep in mind, especially when trying to get to the Vegas Loop, because I have been trying to film this for about a year now. One thing I did find quite interesting about the Vegas Loop is that if you're starting from Resorts World, it's $4.50 to take this loop to the convention center. However, if you take it from the convention center to Resorts World, it's totally free. Due to the fact that my ticket was $4.50, I wanted to make sure I got the most bang for my buck, so I used this loop quite a lot that day, and it was never necessarily busy. And the only time it was like busy, I suppose, was from the convention center coming back to Resorts World, but even then they had about 12 different hubs, so it wasn't like you were waiting in some crazy long line or anything like that. And also everything is online, like purchasing your ticket, finding the map, everything. So just be aware that you have to use your cell phone. The wait for a Tesla car for me was probably about 5 minutes, because the ride coming from there and back would probably be about 4 minutes, so it's 2 minutes each way, so it wasn't too terrible at all. The only thing is that there are a few downfalls to like the Vegas Loop if you have expectations of it. So like, for example, there is someone driving. I don't think they ever put it in self-driving mode or anything like that. However, it is a tunnel, so there's not a ton of traffic. It's literally just the other Teslas, but they also don't go over like 25 miles an hour. Although, I don't know, because I don't remember which driver it was, but one of the drivers we had kind of like gunned it, and you could totally like feel it in the back seat. So that's just like a couple of things to take note. Also, not all of the drivers will talk to you. Some of them prefer it quiet, some of them will have the radio on, and some of them won't have the radio on or won't talk to you. So again, it also just very much depends on what driver you have. But as you can see, he's totally like manually driving it. However, we do see their big screen that has their map and everything like that. And just to kind of give you an idea of how big the convention center is, I walked from the North Hall to the West Hall, and that took me over 30 minutes versus if you take the Tesla Loop from the North Hall to the West Hall or vice versa, it's literally only like a 2-minute ride. So it definitely makes a drastic difference if you're like on a time crunch or anything like that. So I do recommend this, and I promise you the ride gets a lot more fun. I did end up stopping recording only because it was a very long tunnel of just this. However, it does get better, I promise. Also, each ride is different depending if you're going from Resorts World to the convention center, one of the halls from the convention center to another, or the convention center back to Resorts World. So like I said, it all genuinely just depends on where you're going and how. Overall, I would give the experience probably an 8 out of 10, and I would probably do this again, especially like I just find it very convenient, only because when there's an event going on at the convention center, one, there's a lot of traffic. 2, parking prices are absolutely ridiculous, and it is just almost impossible to get to where you're going. So this is totally convenient, and I would definitely do this again. However, I genuinely did think that they would have it to where there are like no drivers to enhance like the Tesla features, but I get for safety reasons that they have to have a driver and stuff. So I wouldn't say it's like the worst thing ever. Also, the backseat totally messed me up too. I was like looking for the door handle and stuff, and it's literally that button that I thought was like for the window. So I thought that was a little interesting too. But yeah, being a local, I would totally do this again because I find it super convenient and it definitely saves time. Now, the $4.50 does seem a little pricey, so I wouldn't totally get mad at you guys if you were like, no, that seems too expensive, this, that, and the other. However, if you use it enough during the day, it's totally worth the price. Now, the one thing that does suck that I will say is that the convention center their hub for waiting for the Tesla is totally outside. So like at the Resorts World, it was all underground, but the ones for the convention center are all outside. So that'll only suck on days where it's like super unbearably hot. But even then, I still feel like this is totally worth it. Also, different drivers have different preferences. So just always wear your seatbelt and always be nice to them, because one, you never know how someone's day is going, and two, it literally does not take a lot to be nice to someone. Because one of the drivers that I had, we put our seatbelts on and he was like, oh my gosh, like thank you so much, like not a lot of people do that. And honestly, that surprised me, because I get it, it's a Tesla, but like still, like safety first, right? Also, we were literally going from Resorts World to the Central Hall here, so that's why the ride was much longer than the 2 minutes that I was talking about. I believe this ride was probably like anywhere from like 4 to 5 minutes, but still, it doesn't seem like a long time. So like if you get car sick or you're just like on a time crunch or anything, like everything just flows very smoothly. Nothing seemed very like, you know, too much. I will say, however, the Tesla tunnel can get backed up, because right around here it definitely started to get slower. So like as you could see in the top left of his screen, the speed limit that he was going, and one of the drivers, I don't know what happened, but we definitely like got backed up just a little bit. However, this was the hub, so I wasn't tripping about it too much, because like technically we were already here, but I did think it was funny that there was like mini traffic in the Tesla loop. But anyways, that is all I have for you guys for today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below if you guys have ever done the Tesla loop and what your thoughts on it are, because like I said, this is my first and only time ever doing the loop. And be sure to smash that subscribe button down there while you are at it. Toodles!